I want you to remember that you are the beginning of fail proof. So all the questions I will have will be, what did failure do you so
That I know
much that you entered Instagram that day to rant? And then I'll open the floor for you. Anyhow you want to take it. I remember the one you said of China where you went down. Is it glow sticks you bought?
glow sticks.
Glow sticks. And what happened? What is the obsession with domain names? That one too will enter.
We'll discuss.
Then the many other failure, whatever, that culminated into that rant on Instagram.
That day, on that fateful day.
On that particular fateful day.
Yeah.
So we'll explore your history with failure in that ramification.
I don't know if it's history because it's a continuing relationship.
That's the continuing relationship is what we'll not explain in the second part of like the 2024 wrap.
Okay.
Do you get?
That makes sense. We go right on.
And they think. So hi guys. Welcome back to the Fail Proof Podcast.
Hi.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a minute.
I can't believe the first recording was what month? June. June. It's been 6 months. And 2024 has been
That's the response.
All right, so this is obviously not like a new face to any one of you. We have Agent Dips in the house and Abimbola aka Pepe. But the good thing about today's episode is that Agent Dips is our esteemed, honorable guest, and it's for very, very good reasons. The first one being that if not for Agent Dips and the things he has used his eye and seen in this life as regards failure, we will not be here today. So I want to give shout out to Agent Dips and the Shege that Nigeria has presented to him.
Thank you.
Because that's the reason this exists. But yeah, also, pardon the low voice. I'm not trying to be humble. I've been outside, literally. I've not slept.
The owner of Dirty
I'm the owner. My cousins are here. Anytime I get home, they're like, Auntie Bimbo, are you going again? Yes. When will you come back? Tomorrow morning? Yes. So it's not like I'm outside. But very, very happy to be recording this today.
Yeah.
And yeah, so get ready for a really, I don't know, a great episode as usual. Right. So how are you feeling, Agent?
Very
demure.
Very kind of not really because I still have the economy on my mind. But I'm just trying to keep it together. Very grateful. The year has been hard, but we made it. We're here. And then everyone is looking forward to 2025. I'm not really looking forward to, well, I'm looking forward to 2025, but like I just feel like every December it's like a cycle. Like I feel like I've been here before. Where you're like you had plans and in December you're like next year we'll go again. I've had it for like 3 years now. So I'm scared to even now say, so okay, there's this phrase that I remember. If you even go to my Twitter, you would see, if you search my name, you see, oh, if this year did not kill me, nothing can ever kill me. It's as if they will always take that as challenge. Oh, you think so?
What do you mean? I was
so this year I did not even tweet it.
Oh, like, did it make any difference that you did not tweet it?
No, so I tweeted it last year. I'm saying this year I'm not tweeting it.
Oh, so
maybe that's what usually forms you to test.
That's the issue.
So
I get you.
But I'm very grateful nonetheless. We have family, we have friends.
Yeah.
We can eat, we can dance. Abimbola can party. Life is good.
Life is good. We bless the Lord. Yeah. I don't want to start asking you the many things you wanted to do this year that you weren't able to do. What I think I should ask you is the things you did not plan to do that you eventually did. Like accidental achievements.
A lot. I don't even know if they are achievements yet. I would say maybe accidental steps. Yes, doings. No, again, no, but like I did it.
That's why they are called doings.
Well, but so I think coming into the year, I got a vision late last year that I probably didn't think that I would. But everything I catch, I usually pursue with like very. So maybe I thought I would. I knew that I would or pursue it, but maybe I didn't know that I would carry it this far. I think that's the
You get care.
get care thing. Yeah.
Oh,
So and then so we had
please
very
no.
mhm.
This is a good place to tell us, as if we didn't know before. What is get care? You know, how we used
Oh
to give our guests 30-second
yes,
ad for
please.
your biggest
Thank you.
whatever.
I appreciate
So
the
please,
PR.
what's
Free
get
PR.
care?
Yeah, so Get Care Africa is a platform that um, is trying to help young Africans battling addiction. So pornography, sex, alcohol, drug use, gambling. Gambling is the
Gambling,
reason we started it actually. It was a gambling
gambling.
incident. So we're just trying to, because I mean, it's not something you need to draw up a pitch deck about. Everybody knows.
Mm.
Everybody knows that it's a problem.
And everybody knows somebody that is being affected by it.
Yes, yes. So we're just
Mm.
trying to help. And I think when I started it, I had a picture in my head. I thought I knew how to execute it. And then we had spent money, we had worked, we had built the app to an extent. I realized that's not the way to go. Like there were
Yeah.
deeper problems than trying to connect therapists to people
To yeah.
battling. There was an education problem, there was a stigma problem. So we had to scrap the app.
So how do you help people now on the app?
So today we want to start by helping people tell their story.
Okay.
So people that have battled addiction, people that have overcome it, people that are currently battling have not yet overcome. People
Okay.
whose family members have battled it and as a result they've suffered um, from that
Mm.
experience. We are calling them to help us. Just come, tell us your story.
What do you
Um,
think that would do? Them
so
telling
it
their
will
story.
take away, I think the biggest part,
Yeah.
and I think this is what the devil plays on, is the
Yeah.
secrecy, is the
Yeah.
stigma. The moment it is in the light, you are, trust me, you're halfway there,
Yeah.
right? So we want to believe that, the same way HIV was stigmatized back in
Until
the
yeah,
80s,
now
the
yeah.
90s, and
Now
then
it's a manageable thing. You can
everybody talks
live.
about
Yeah.
it. So just pushing out the fact that this is normal, especially because a lot of us, a crazy percentage, for
It
example,
almost feels like a rite of passage. Okay.
very good.
Our director was doing this and
Okay,
I
okay.
thought it was a sign to do so.
We have a very brilliant young director today, so it's his first day in the office.
But
So
it's doing
he's doing
already.
work.
All right. So
So because a lot of us go through it, I mean, just come out, talk. It might help somebody, and then obviously for sharing your story, you can also share anonymously
okay,
if you've
okay.
not overcome that side. So people come, and then we want to also help people. So you can send us a DM, um, tell us what you are struggling. And currently, we currently manually link people. So if you find that you're struggling, we can
Mm.
link you to a therapist that
Okay,
can
okay,
help,
okay.
and we can subsidize the cost of your treatment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you also
So
like looking into any form of community for people like that?
oh yes. So in the future, what the full solution will look like. The V1 of the mobile app will take care of
V1 is version one.
version 1. Yeah, sorry.
Right, right.
Sorry. So the version 1 will serve as an accountability partner,
Okay.
right? So an app where you can
Like
set,
streaks.
yes, you can create streaks,
Mm.
get rewarded for staying away from these vices. And then the full version of the app would now have where it can connect you to help.
You know what this reminds me of? Flow. That
So you
app.
can think of Flow. You can
Yeah,
think of,
because it keeps streaks, that's community, that's
yes,
resources.
yes,
If you want to learn about anything, it
yes.
can connect you to experts.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. So
okay, okay,
that's the
okay.
idea. That's what we're doing for mental health.
That's
It's a
that's
crazy amount of money. So
that's huge.
in case you have money that you're not using,
Or
feel
that
free to send us a DM.
even if you are using it and you just want to invest in a worthwhile,
Yeah.
because I don't think I've heard of a an addiction focused
Focus. Yeah.
solution,
Yeah. So that's,
especially using storytelling and just like getting people to,
yeah.
man, we're here. I don't have money that I'm not using, but I have my voice.
Yeah.
Once I get it back
That's
after
money
this 30
already.
December, I'm going to, as in,
Yes.
well, I'll just
Help
say
us.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm happy that this is something you have shined
Oh yes.
about. So now,
No, another thing I should talk about.
okay, we're listening.
I left my paid job.
Okay, you need to tell us now if that is a doings or is a failure because we
Well,
don't
at
know
this time of the
as
year,
at this current moment.
to be honest. So I have always combined business with work. I've tried to leave my job twice or three times, and I thank my parents for not allowing me leave because I could
Okay.
not suffer. Well, I might have still found a way around it, but I think it was necessary that I had the institutional knowledge, how businesses are built, And I've been struggling with that decision for the last 1 year because at this point now, I now got a spiritual confirmation.
Oh.
Somebody that, yeah, literally told me God needs you out of that place. So I've been struggling with it since last year. I got the word since last year, but I think God, knowing that I have strong head, also told me months before because He knows that I will stretch it.
Wait, how did it happen? Was it the case of if you don't get out of there, I'll get you out of there, or you finally said you don't catch me, you don't catch me,
No,
and you
so
walked out?
I think it was so the vision I had was supposed to drag me out of work
Okay.
naturally, and then some things came. So there were some things that came for the business investments that also had those kind of clauses like, bro,
You
this
have to,
much you have to leave. It doesn't make any sense that
to
somebody is
stay.
investing this much in your business and you're still staying. So I just struggled with it for like normally every Nigerian would like the fear of
Not
not
just
having.
any Nigerian, but any Nigerian that really believes that they can do 99 things at
Yeah,
the same time
yeah, yeah. I've
and
always
not
combined it,
die.
and I thought I was fine. So that's another thing that I didn't think I would do this year. That
Yeah.
I had to do.
And like the way you did it was so cool because I saw the retirement party that was
I
thrown.
shocked.
So it
Shout
was,
out to my teammates.
actually, that's very, very cool because I don't think I've ever seen anyone like that is not, I don't know, 70 something,
That retired
leave
from
a
9 to 5,
place
and then
and
exactly.
people are actually celebrating it.
Yeah.
Usually people look at it as like it's over for you. Like you
Yeah.
are gone.
It
But
was
this was
it was
yeah,
very
that's actually,
emotional. It
yeah.
was it was more
Did you cry?
emotional than I had to.
What do you mean I had to?
Everybody was wicked because I'm just well, not like I had to because like I tried my best not to, but when I had the chance to speak, obviously we're
So,
thinking, ah no, and they
Manager,
were
were
like
you there?
they were waiting for me to cry. So she was on
Did you see his
virtual.
tears?
Yeah, she was on the call, but like it was very emotional because it was like
Oh,
the last place I will ever work. So,
oh,
but I mean, it was worth it
well, that's really
because
lovely.
you know
Did you feel scared when you were walking out?
I think that I've always been scared. So now
So you were
fear
scared even then,
when I was
like
when I
at
was
that whole
leaving.
year, like this
Oh
is the
yes,
end.
there's no. I don't think there's any major decision I've taken in the last 5 years that has not included fear. I've learned to just do it regardless because I've always had fear in my pocket. I've always had fear.
So you might as well just
Yeah. So because again, bravery is not. They say bravery is not
doing things without fear,
without
but
fear,
despite,
despite.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I was scared. Even I mean, I still get a few flashes. I'm like, this constant income is not coming again. And maybe that's why it looks like I'm maybe working
working
harder
harder,
now,
yeah,
right? Because it's a hole you have to plug.
yeah,
But I'm really excited because again, I think God is also teaching me lessons
yeah,
on how to trust even
yeah.
when everything is not
When
planned the
you're not
way
the
you
one
want, when you're not the
controlling,
one in
yeah,
control. So I'm
yeah.
I'm I'm learning to let go.
That's like a very big, huge step. I can't
Yeah.
wait for in the next 10, 15 years when you're talking to your friend, be like, I left my paid
Yeah.
employment with $2.
I
Today,
should go and check my
I
bank
have
account.
$2 billion. Be
Let
like
me tell a
me.
sweet story.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, too. But that's
I'll
cool.
be
That's
back.
really cool. We're proud of you.
Thank
So
you.
at least
Thank you.
2024, you max register
Oh, yes.
doings.
Oh, yes. A few.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and then.
You've done your best. Okay, so I'm getting to the real meat of the
Yeah.
matter. Yeah. If you've not listened to episode 1, maybe you should. But I'll summarize it for you. The reason this started was because one hot Nigerian afternoon, I don't even remember the day. Somebody just went on Instagram. I was like, what is it?
I
Haven't you
want
done
to
enough?
turn it
The pain, the torment, the
on.
torture. What is
So
it? Anyway, I was just ranting. Failure, this, failure, that. I don't what did you fail that day? I don't even know. But like it was just so much. I was like, what it, agent this, what's going on? What's happening? And then from there we spoke, and then this whole um discussion around helping people talk about their failure
yeah,
without shame and whatever came up.
yeah.
But like for somebody to come and rant, your wife will say, "Tiko ba need obirike je kumolu."
Mm.
I don't know the English. If there's no
If there's no
reason, a
reason, a
woman will
woman
not be
doesn't
called
bear.
kumolu.
Yeah.
I don't know what is kumolu. We need to ask for someone to come and rant like that.
Mm.
I'm very curious to explore
Why?
pivotal moments
Mm.
in your life that you will say define your relationship with failure
Mm.
that got you to that point where you were like, what is it?
Mm.
So, may I know some that I want to probe into.
Mm.
But if I were to ask you your earliest memory of something you failed at,
Mm.
or whatever it is you considered failure to be at that time, what's the first thing you remember that I now know failure that happened in your life?
I think that would be, I don't even count it as failure at the time. I think that would probably be when that would probably be second. So there's failure in business, but like my earliest relationship with that feeling of I let myself down is that would be when I was in school. Was second 200 level. I think it was 200 level first semester. There's
Okay.
usually one very dark semester in school.
Yeah.
But I think it was 200 level first. Was when I had my lowest GPA.
What was the GPA?
All through school, I think it was 2 point something
Out of
4.
So it was above average.
Oh, so amongst my guys, I was good.
But like the 4 is the maximum you can
No,
get.
out of 5.
Okay.
It was 2 point something out of 5. Sorry.
Okay.
So it was a second class lower grade, and then it had happened because very funny story. See,
we only say good things about that institution.
Oh well, this one, I will never forget. So we went to watch Barcelona Real Madrid match.
We were talking about stress balls. Well, anyway,
you will find a connection later. Okay. That's what a place like you can do to you. We went to watch ball. Innocently, it was a night game. So that game ended late. It was around 9:10. And usually, like, you're expected to get into the hall. I've forgotten the time. I think it was 8:30 or 9. Shall get back into the hall. We take roll call, make sure that everybody went.
Sorry, roll call.
Yes, we have to sign.
In university. No, it's like attendance.
We have to go back to this story.
Okay, I'm listening.
So you take just to be sure that everybody's inside, right?
Okay.
And then the match stretched beyond that time. So all of us are coming back, jolly. The match game was brilliant. Barcelona had beaten Madrid by like 5 goals or so.
Oh, nice.
So boys were really happy. And then, fortunately for us, Cancelo was driving into the university. That's Bishop Oyedepo himself.
Okay.
Saw us.
I was like, why are you happy?
Hellfire. Like the way that man thinks is like boys took off their shirts. So some people were walking bare chested on the road.
Because of the joy of the football.
That's the same as
smoking cocaine.
God bless you.
Okay.
Papa can also just see you smoking crack.
Okay.
But the standards were off.
The funny thing is, your definition of smoking crack was like you're about to drink Gary. Like, do you think that's how they smoke crack? Like, just okay.
It's better.
All right.
So Papa saw us and he was very angry. Called the dean, they locked all the halls. So all of us were outside. Packed us inside. They were supposed to suspend us, but they didn't suspend us. So they said, instead of suspension, you'll be coming to church 2 times every day for 4 weeks. They called us the 5-11 church. So you come at 11 p.m. praise and worship fun, and then you come at 11, we leave around 2 or 3, and then come back at 5 a.m. That meant no sleep for 4 weeks, and we were writing exams. So, and then in the middle of all that, obviously they were attaching all the spiritual.
That makes no sense. That makes zero sense.
You could have as well just sent us home. It was one of the toughest periods as a student.
Because of the. Is it all of you that were shirtless?
No, all of us. No.
Some people were.
Just a few people that they caught.
How many of you?
That were shirtless.
No, total.
So obviously some people made their way into the hall somehow. So maybe all of us that were punished were probably like 100 or 150. It was a lot of we would.
So that means that semester a lot of people recorded low scores.
So look, my joy was in the fact that I had no carryover.
Okay.
As bad as the GPA was. So amongst my guys, it was not bad.
But you still didn't feel like.
I did feel, so I felt bad because obviously it was not something I could tell my mom. And then I think at that time that had taken my overall CGPA into like a 2. The way CGPA works, where
if you get one bad one, you're gone.
Exactly, just drags you. So I had to sit up. All of us realized that we had to see. So I think we had a conversation then. And I think even from then, my mindset had always been, how do we fix it? Okay, it has happened.
Yeah.
Why are you shedding tears? Because even so, that might not even have been my earliest. So when I got in to see you,
Okay.
I got to see you with electrical electronics. I always wanted to do electrical electronics, and I got in to see you, and then I had my wife. I had a D in chemistry, and I needed chemistry to study that course.
Okay.
But we're waiting on my NECO to
Okay.
come.
So to see if it's a better score. Yeah.
So NECO came and I had a D again. So it was like a 5 minute phone call. My mom called me. She was crying. Like, your NECO, you had a D. I said, okay. So
What course can I
what's
do?
next? She's like, oh, you have two options. Either you do MIS or estate management. I said, how many years is estate management? She said 5 years. How many years is MIS? 4 years. I said MIS. I didn't even know at that time. I know hate MIS in my life. I didn't even know it was a course that existed. So I'd always had this. Okay, Oti Baje. Where do we go from here? So I chose that course and then I studied it. Our director is eating this lifestyle.
Is this still recording?
They have to meet our director before this video.
We're recording, we're talking MIS. So this is a bowl of fried rice.
Enjoy your life.
Enjoy, Jay.
So yeah, I think that was my first. That would be the first encounter with failure. And I just moved on. And then this one happened again. I'm like, okay. And then we had a meeting. We're like, okay, we're not doing tutorials before. We're not doing anything.
Everybody.
Like, okay, you know maths, teach us maths. Me, I know accounting, I'll teach accounting. I know computer science. So and then our grades, second semester, way better. Up. Everybody picked. Yeah. So I think that's my earliest
You know
memory.
what I'm realizing about how you define or a theme. I feel like for you see failure as something that I put in something, but it wasn't enough to get what I wanted to get. But nevertheless, fine. What's the next thing we can go into this? Okay, fine. So that's the earliest one. Now, what are the ones that you will say have shaped you? Like the biggest, the monumental occurrences of failure?
I think the first one would be when I brought in glow sticks. Chinese people kind of already know.
No. You cannot start the story like that. You need to tell me, where were you? Okay. When one day you sat and you said, oh, I can bring in glow sticks from China. Because that's a very random business.
So the glow sticks, before glow sticks, there was liquid screen guard. I don't know if you ever used all these liquid screen guard that people will say you put that you bought from me.
I put liquid screen guard on my Samsung phone.
And then
my screen now cracked. They now told me that I cannot remove the guard. Like it's permanent.
Yes.
But they didn't tell me I'm going to be putting it.
Because they don't usually know that it would.
So you imported that thing into this country?
So how did I run? So I think it was a church member that was talking, and then I shall know that somebody was saying it locally, and I went online and I found it in China, and then I brought it in, and then I brought in like cartons.
Wait, when was this? Where were you in life?
It was like 2016, 2017. So I brought them in bulk. That was when I learned the lesson of, if you don't have distribution, you don't have a product. No matter what you buy, what products you have.
Wait, walk me through this. Where were you? Were you working full time, or what were you doing?
Now, I was working. Yeah, so I'd started my first job at the bank, and right from the beginning. Oh yeah, so I felt this bank talk. So when I graduated, I'm like, I am never going to work for a Nigerian bank. It was like never.
Sorry, you studied management information systems,
which is like a bit of comp science and a bit of management. So you do courses like accounting, banking and finance, but you still do like computer programming.
Okay. So what were you doing for the bank?
No, okay. Nigeria, you plan yourself, and then Nigeria will plan you. So It was so bad that when I got the first interview invite from this company, I sent it to my friend to go. I didn't go. I didn't have a job. Oh. So I
But
was,
it just did not resemble
I'm just like, bank,
customer
never
service.
me. Never me.
Okay, so now you're a customer service representative at a Nigerian bank with the great idea to import liquid screen protector from China.
Yeah.
Walk me through
So I always
how it
knew that
went. Okay.
a 9 to 5 will not pay my bills or will not fund my life from the beginning. Even before I started earning like proper money, I always knew that business was what was going to help me. So I was earning, my salary did not even enter 100. They didn't allow it to enter 100. It was 99,000 something. They didn't allow it to enter 60.
Even with a cover, they did
They
not
didn't
put some
let me just
cover.
roll in. Just for me to say how many 6 figures. It was 5 point something figures.
Alright.
So I always knew that okay, whatever I earned, I had to put it into something else
Yeah.
for it to multiply.
Okay.
So I was always on the lookout for ideas. Ridiculous.
Okay. Okay.
So that was when. So when I spoke to that guy, he was like, "Oh, this thing works," and I saw a video of them
I saw
testing the
too.
way, and I'm like, locally it was costing. I think people were paying like 2,000 something. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm China, I can get this thing for like 40 or 50 naira, and I sell it for 500 or 600. Multiply my money by 10. So I'm like, cartons.
That multiplication is always your problem. But we'll continue.
That's it. So I always thought that I would blow from just bringing in
Because
stuff.
you're like, this is give me 10 naira. If
Oh,
1 million people give me 10 naira.
I collect. I wasn't even I wasn't trying to build a luxury brand or
You
no,
just want
just
multiple people's
yep,
10 naira.
yep. So
Okay.
that was the first one. And then when it landed, we are done. We recorded the video. We actually tested with a mobile. So
And
that thing
it
actually worked.
works.
So we tested with the mobile. We did a live video. My guy was hitting the phone
It did
with
not
a
work.
proper hammer.
Whose phone did you people sacrifice for that?
It was his own at the
Okay.
time.
Okay.
But then when we now started selling, people now started we now started getting feedback. Somebody's phone has broken. No, we had customers that I'll just be like, but this thing works. Like we have a phone, we are hitting it.
Were you the ones
So
that installed it for them?
so in some because I now started to distribute. So people will come and
Uh,
say, oh, give me for 700, I will resell for
okay,
900, give
okay.
me for. So I wasn't in control of how.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that in some cases as well, people did not apply it properly, but I
Yeah.
didn't have that control anymore.
I
And
got
the feedback always came to me, even when they were the ones that installed. They were
you.
like, oh,
See,
are you sure this product has not
it's working,
expired? Are you
yeah.
sure it's working? And all that. And then I used to get a lot of. So I read that one. I registered. I'm sure if you check Facebook now and search Nanotech Nigeria, you see my business. I registered the CAC.
That's such a
I got a
solid
domain. Yeah,
name.
Nanotech Nigeria. It was we're going to blow. We had a WhatsApp group,
You may still be, who knows?
but not Nanotech. So, so we had a group. We had a registered CAC. We had a business. But so on Facebook, I used to run. That was when I started running. That was the first time.
Ads.
Yeah, that was my first experience running ads. And
And it
then
worked.
yes, and then people would come and say, "Oh, I'm in Kano. I want it." There was no logistics, so we didn't have GIG.
Mm.
We didn't have. It was maybe DHL, but like it was the big
Yeah,
people that
yeah,
used to
yeah.
use DHL
Yeah.
then. So I just had cartons and cartons. And then after some time, I think some guys also took from me and they didn't pay. Some people also duped me, took the money, they didn't remit. And then because of the logistics, I just let it go. I just
Okay.
let it go. But it taught me how to bring in items, how to clear, how to get it down, how to find people in China. I think that was lessons I took out from that.
Okay. Now walk us back to glow sticks.
Good. So the glow sticks, the glow sticks idea was I think it was my friend's idea. So Dami, if she's watching. So Dami came to me. She was at Daystar then, and she said, "Oh, during Christmas they usually use glow sticks for Christmas." Well, it was my first encounter with them. Oh, glow sticks. How much did they go for? She said, it goes for. I think then it was going for less than 15 naira,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're going to be able to sell for like 100 naira to
Mm-hmm.
double our money. Ah.
You don't mean it. If I can get 5,000 people.
I went to China again. I'm like, if I can just get 3 cartons. If I can just get 3 cartons. So I brought cartons again. My friend was she was because she doesn't like a lot of risk. I'm like, babe,
Not small.
risk now water.
Mm,
So
word.
we had a meeting. So we're like, so we now expanded it from just this. That we're like, oh, imagine if we could supply to all the churches in Lagos, all the big
Mm,
churches.
mm.
And then we now finally landed on, what if we go for experience?
Interesting. Where all the churches will come together to form one
Then
church.
I remember when that experience idea came, I went to price Camry. I priced Camry. I said that time how much? Camry was like
Please, where
1.2.
did you find this?
She was not coming. She was there. She sold with us. Ah no. We still have the pictures. So I went to price Camry because I'm like, obviously, yeah, this is
Wait,
it.
what?
This is it now.
Okay.
4 cartons.
Glow sticks.
You buy at 14 naira. So then we got greedy too. So like it's experience now. People have money, they don't have a choice. It's only
Okay.
us. Say 200 naira
You sell
for
one
one
glow stick. Something that was priced below 50
below
naira.
15 naira
Okay.
because obviously Camry must come out.
Oh, Camry Mark.
Yeah, and then we had so many sales boys. We had people that were going to help us sell over the night, remit money
Mm,
to us. And then you remember that time it was all cash. There was
true.
no transfer.
True.
So we got the first shocker we got was we had paid for a tent. And all along we thought the tent will be inside the stadium.
Okay.
He said, no, your tent cannot be inside the stadium, it has to be outside. We said, okay, can our people go inside to sell? No, your people cannot go inside, they have to sell from outside. That was the first setback of the night.
Outside, as in people
The
will pass
entrance,
you
yes.
to get there.
Yes, but then if you do experience, most people enter like they're already there by like 4, 5. So there was not a lot of people passing.
And the appeal even for that is at night.
Yes.
Where you can put it on and they see, oh, this is cool. Okay,
yes.
okay,
So
okay.
we already set back by that. And then the pricing. And my friend, Dami, you were right. This is how many years? This is like 7 years after. You were right. So she was like, let's just sell for 100 naira. It's better we sell for 100 naira and everything goes down. I'm like, this place. Go buy 200.
Camry.
I think it was even more. I think we brought it down as the night went on. So we realized all the boys kept coming back. Oh, nobody's buying. Oh, they're saying it's too expensive. Oh, God, let's sell this thing for 100 naira.
You
But
said
because of
no.
the picture I already had in my head, I'm like, Camry.
What you go call do my steez?
Monzo no go come up for this thing. And obviously because I also wanted to pay them well. So I was also thinking about you boys.
You wanted to break even and make sure that profits.
Yes.
Okay.
But then as the night went on, at some point I had to bend. So we reduced the price. But at that time,
it was
many
too
people
late.
already inside. We sold. We sold just enough for me to pay the boys, pay everybody, carry my cartons back home.
How many cartons did you go?
It was a lot. I think my mom.
So that was your Christmas present to people.
My mom had those cartons for months and months after. She's like, "What will you do? Just give children, anybody you see." So I remember that one. I have a picture where I go back home, and then I think I spoke to God. At
that point, were you like, what did I do wrong?
Funny enough, I knew the mistake I had made. Maybe I had not yet accepted. I was still in denial at that time. But I knew that obviously I didn't approach it the best way. I knew that there was more information I could have. But I always knew that with experience, all these things would come. Like I didn't have anybody to look up to. There was nobody in my family that was doing business.
You didn't have Dangote's uncle.
I didn't have any uncle to talk to. So it was like the only way I can learn is to do. And I was always open to making mistakes.
So you were like, let me fail quickly.
Oh yes.
So all the things I want to get, let me do them quickly, so I can say, okay.
And move. So that it was in December. After experience, I'm just like, I'm close. Like I can remember all the money we made was to pay everybody, and I just went to sleep. I slept for like 2 days. And I'm like, next
to mourn the loss of your Camry.
Yep.
And never came. But at least you didn't go into debt.
Oh no. So at that time, no. So I always had. It was always money from my salary.
Oh,
that will push into this business ideas. Okay. And because then Naira had value, the exchange rate Naira to dollar or RMB was not insane. That's against now.
I don't know if we want to talk about Naira in the A part. I'm curious to know how soon you were willing to go jump into another business after that glow stick one.
Very soon. So I was even already in the middle of another one. That glow stick was just so at that time I was trying to build a mobile app with my guys. For so this one I caught this one. It was on Christmas Day. There used to be fuel queues those years, very notorious. And fuel queue. And then there was a university we were building close to where I was staying. And I looked at it and I just came, I'm like, oh, for mobility, how do students move around? The thought started from electric cars in the future, if they were going to come to Nigeria. where would be a good place for them to incubate electric cars, a good environment? Like, it's a university or like a
Okay.
university because they have good roads. Most of them had good roads. They
Okay.
had good electricity
And they
supply.
were not on Bande.
Good. And they're not abandoned. Thank you. And then they had people, students that are willing to pay. Like, well, what if we build a mobile app that just serves university environment? So as a CU, can have a mobile app that helps your taxis connect and then your
Okay.
students connect to be able to book rides within the school, nowhere outside. So it's like Uber Mini
Okay.
for university environments. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So there was a solution existing at the time. My friend was in a school in the US. I spoke to him. I was like, oh, yes, we currently have this. So he sent me screenshots of their app, how it works. And it was literally like Uber model.
So that was like the big thing you were chasing. And the glow
Yes.
stick was just to buy the
Yes.
Camry.
Yes. So that time, I know that was my first experience, like building a deck, pitching to somebody. First time I pitched, gave him money. As in, I was.
So I think that's the problem. And I call it problem because you know that there were some fruits that come out sometimes. When you fail at the glow stick, you're like, even though there's still go again. Go again.
So the first person I pitched gave me, you know, it was a lot of money. It's a lot of money now. It wasn't a lot then. It was like 9 or 12. It was 9K, $1,000. But you are using today's exchange rate. Then exchange was like 150 that time. But it was still a lot of money because he had invested in the tech company as a founder. So he gave us 9K. We tried to build it locally. We didn't have like the best in hand, so we outsourced it. We built it in India.
Are you serious? What year was this?
It was like 2017. Yeah.
You know, now if I continue, you mentioned like 77.
Oh yes.
So if you were to give a ballpark figure, I
think of the things I've tried.
No, I want you to narrow it down. Names. You know what? Please put timer for us. So please start the timer. All your brand names. We start mentioning them.
I'll have to log into mine. But
just be
nanotech. Let me try and remember.
Tech this. Just because.
So nanotech was for the tech business. Then the glow sticks one. There was no name. We didn't register business.
Okay.
Then Simple Tech. Simple Tech was the tech company for the Move app. The Move app is the name of this app.
Okay.
I will try to build. Then we tried to do something around potholes. You don't know this one. So we're like,
at this point, I want to bring Agent Dip's wife to
you remember me?
Please, how did you do it? Like,
because but we're friends that time. We already dating, sir. We're already dating. So she was with me all through.
It's so shaggy.
This sort of
every day, one new idea.
And
the first one was very funny.
To fill potholes.
Yes. So I gathered nylons, I burnt it, added a few things. It became concrete. It became very hard.
Funding. You two, you are an expert now.
I registered.
You know the funny thing.
Yeah, potholes engines.
Because he owns potholes.
I mean, it will probably expired, but I registered first.
And as at that time, you would have been hearing people say, "Don't take a man with potential." No potential.
No, if she listened, would definitely not be mine. There were a lot of people that told her this boy is. He's going to
what is this?
It's a bloody waste of time. I'm sure there were some of those ideas that she couldn't even share with her friends because they'd be like, "Is your boyfriend or?"
Are you?
I was just.
Okay, Portos or Tenji.
Yes, Portos.
All these things have domain names.
Oh yes.
And there stays registration.
Most of them.
What else?
I said recently I sent a name to my lawyer. She's like, what is this one? But the reason I do it is, look, names are very important with ideas. I believe the person, imagine Twitter as a name. Imagine somebody registered x.com. I feel like names already give you some form of equity today, especially with tech and how tech has evolved since COVID. Just your name
it's a proof of concept.
Can launch you out, and then and then they can help you build the idea later. So that's why I'm usually once I get ideas, I first go and lock down the name. I think another thing it does for me is it pushes me.
Yeah.
So when I open my Gmail and I see all the companies that are registered, and I open my domain, who goes, by the way, people, you're taking my money. We'll
Equity
discuss it later.
holder,
Yeah.
share.
So when I open it and I see, they serve as reminders of all the ideas I've tried that have not worked. So it helps me just push.
So what would you say is that push for you? Because we've not even touched 1/10 of the things you've gone for. Like, what is that thing that makes you keep
going,
punching again? Like, you go sometimes you don't even know, because I mean now you just left paid work. Yes, we are all believers, things will work out, but like you don't know.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
What makes you keep trying and launching out even when you don't know the outcome?
So before now, it used to be self-driven. It used to be me just believing that I needed. So growing up, we didn't have a lot, and I got told no a lot of times. There were many things I wanted to have that I could not have, not because my parents were wicked, but they didn't have the resources. So the fact that I even went to see you is a blessing.
Yeah.
Because families like ours should naturally not have been able to afford it. So shout out to my mom for going the extra mile. But I think I vowed that my child would not, if I would not give you something, it will not be because I can afford it. It's because it's not good for you.
Yeah, okay.
I can remember my very vivid experience where I might have vowed. Funny enough, there's one that, so if I say this one now, this guy might not. So we're friends. So something happened in university. It was very petty then, but I'm just remembering now that that thing might have actually pushed me.
Yeah.
At the computer lab, we'll go for lessons, for classes. And then I've forgotten what happened. I don't know what we're passing around. Or somebody was. So there was one guy that had very soft hands.
Okay.
And then he was the only child. So they used to say,
Bossy.
Your hand, yeah. And then I think one time he shook my hand. I was like, this one, your hand hard, oh, this one don't wash pots. I swear. So don't wash pots. And I got very angry at that statement. I'm like, don't worry now. In 10 years, we'll see who
has soft pass.
I am actually just remembering. It might have actually been one of the things. So after that day, I'm just like, I cannot have another. My son's hands must be soft. Wow. So that must have spurred me on.
Wow.
That must have spurred me on. So I just didn't want my son or my child to have that same life where it's like, oh, you can't have this, because I cannot afford it.
Yeah.
I knew you don't have this, they'll disgrace you, they'll point.
My daddy said that we don't have money for the excursion to Milan.
You cannot use them to life. That's it. That's it, we're broke. So I think that's what before now. But now, I think I've been able to, in the last couple of years, tie what God has taken me through to what He wants me to do.
I see.
I think I've been able to tie
it
together.
I understand that it's like an arrow. When you think of how far the arrow was pulled back, like the English, intensity. You can try to like know how far the arrow is supposed to. Okay.
So I now see a picture. I see where, because everything I've done from the beginning, I've always been particular about customer experience. And eventually, when I had a business breakthrough, it was customer experience that got us that breakthrough. The product was nice, yes, but the experience. And people always say, people I work with, like, yeah, you do too much. It's almost like you're trying to kill yourself for the customer. And I think that now points me to what God is trying to help me do with Get Care.
Because it's always been about people.
Yes, it's always been about people. Yeah. So I have now, I believe, next year now you can come and give me something else. But now it's more than just
self-actualization.
Yeah, it's just trying to find my purpose in God. Because money is nice, but cannot be
it's not that satisfying. Yeah. I feel like it's a good place to just also ask you to introduce yourself with all your titles. I was going to ask you actually that now that you've left paid employment, before you could have said, hi, my name is Dipo Adekombi, so lead at so place. But now minus that, all your titles of everything.
Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Valentina's husband. That's the title. And the
Valentina, please just say some whoop whoop. Please.
Because like I go to random places. I go to random places and people are like, I know you, and I think it's my Instagram. Like, Valentina's husband. I'm like, wow. So that's actual an
That's
identity. Like,
the
oh,
primary
that's an identity.
designation.
Then,
Great.
so now I like to help people start businesses. I think that's one thing that makes me very happy. I used to do it for free, but now that
If you do after the last
used to-
one, I know that you did.
that's
I don't want you.
my employer, my new employer, no.
I don't want you.
It's never free.
Yeah.
Ten.
So
Okay.
now if you have a if you want to start a business as a Nigerian, like I can tell you the true Nigerian business story. One day I might write a book and tell
It's
you
true,
the truth.
actually. The Nigerian business story.
Yeah, the actual I've read stories about businesses, but I swear to God, none of them prepares
Apply.
you for what Nigeria is. None of them prepares you for how dirty people can play. None of them prepares you for how quickly things can change.
Mm.
None of them. So maybe one day I'll tell a story, but if you have dreams of starting a business,
Yeah.
I would help you. So I can we call myself a a young business a young business partner or something, or your business founder partner. I don't know. I'm sure if you want to start this, I don't. This question now you did not tell me before.
Is it
Before
that
this
no?
phone.
No, but we'll find a name for it.
Yeah.
So the first one is Valentina's husband.
Yeah.
Second one is love to help people start businesses
Yes.
in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your
And
other
then
ones.
so I'm
CEO.
CEO founder Get Care Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I'm showing him my foot.
oh okay,
look
okay,
at-
okay, okay, yeah. Oh, I've even
Can
forgotten.
you imagine?
So I'm a founder at Food City as well. Food
Okay.
City was my first big business breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
And then I recently started another one
Mm-hmm.
that people find out soon. So it's a food restaurant.
For somebody who refuses to eat.
Yeah, it's a food restaurant, but it's very I'm excited again.
Okay.
As I usually
As
am.
you as
So,
modus operandi.
Yeah. So
Okay. And also co-host fail proof
oh
pod.
yes.
And the other podcast you started as well.
The
The one where you just tell people brush your teeth.
Oh, okay, that one. So that
Don't
one,
kill us with mouth
how did I
odor.
even start that one?
I was like, who begs this
So
man?
there was just a lot of topics. Funny, I've actually never branded it like that. I
Okay.
don't have a name for it. But I just feel like the reason we have so many dirty opinions flying around the internet is because the people with good opinions
Don't talk.
Speak. They don't talk. They just feel like
They feel like everybody knows.
yeah. And then when those guys come out, we're the ones that judge them. We're the ones that quote their tweets and like, how can you say this? Okay,
That's true.
what are you saying?
That's
Where
true.
are you? What platforms are you using? And there will always be platforms. I've been to conferences where I think I was in what sport this one. I was at a conference and then one day I came. It was a church organized event, and then we were supposed to talk about like talk to young people that just left school about how to start a business or how to be excellent at work. And this guy came and found a way to tie it to
morning devotion
mindset. I'm like, as great as like he was speaking, he was the headliner.
Okay.
I don't think this guy had any business experience. I don't think he had ever started anything. I don't think he even
was
had
just a good
9 to 5.
speaker.
He was just a good speaker, and he spoke so well, so convincingly. And then he had this line that he kept repeating, and everybody started repeating. I'm like, well, it's not a mindset thing. To make it in Africa, it's not only mindset. You can have the most bullish mindset, but this place, there are too many things that work
too many
against you that you
factors.
have to work around. So I'm like, there will always be platforms, and if the people doing it right don't step up, this kind of people would always have the stage. So
that's actually like something for all of us to think about. Because me too, I have a friend that is always dragging me and saying, "The work you do is so. Why don't you speak?" And I'm like,
yeah, that's all of us.
But yeah, also the latest music record you did not add down. Why am I the one reminding? So now the ones that I don't know, how will I remind you?
I sing for leisure, and then in 2014 I went to music school, so I learned how to
really. Which music school?
10 strings.
Okay.
So I learned how to produce music.
Okay.
So since then, I think when I was 27, I wrote my first song, produced it, dropped it. And then I have tons of choruses. I just record half songs. And then this day I was just at home. And then he came. And I'm like, okay, let me just do it. I spoke to a friend and she's like, oh, post it up. Just post it as short as a short clip and then let it go. You can do. So I just put it up, and then people were like,
This is
you must.
lovely.
So
Yeah.
I had to finish up the song. So I do music production for Lizzo. I cannot produce for you. Sorry.
No, but if they give you good money, you probably think about it.
If you give me good money, let me tell you the truth. I will take my cut and I will go and pay another producer.
But the quality, you will ensure that the quality.
Oh
is...
yes. Oh, so that one.
So
I would always.
I have a question. To be honest, like before we start sounding like motivational speakers, I'll say, yeah, don't worry. Failure is just a small thing. You just flick off and you're fine. Eventually, you will blow. What was that failure that you jammed, that jammed you back? That you said, you know what, this one I'm not going back there, because it really did rock you to the point where you can't find a silver lining. I know in retrospect there's always a silver lining, but you got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That like brick wall.
Oh yes.
The thing that just bumped you back.
Yeah,
Like
just remember. So during COVID, during COVID, I started. So there was this business where there was this guy that was into servicing, what do they call these things? These machines that factories use to carry big stuff.
forklifts.
Yeah, forklifts.
Oh my god, I'm smart.
Yeah. Prof. So this guy, his job was to fix service for many of these big companies, maybe in there. And then he came to me. Then I was still working at the bank. He came to me and was like, "Oh, that needed financing. That there was like a procurement gap. And many of these guys have these forklifts, but their tires are bad.
Okay.
So that he had an invoice from the company to supply those tires to them. I'm like,
that's
China.
smalls.
Hello, China. So we checked China. We didn't find good quality. He said the common ones are Chinese. But so this time we went to Italy. So we brought those. So we found a way to pay for it. Now I had a friend who we had done that business together.
Forklift tires.
Yes. So I had a friend.
In 2020.
Yes.
Our problem was, I don't know, TikTok challenges. That's what we're doing in 2020 COVID. I remember you were importing forklift tires.
Yeah. So it was pre-COVID, sir, because it was after we had paid. I think the items supposed to get to us in a month, and then COVID came. So the money we had taken to finance the deal was a loan, but it was low interest. So we had compared how much we were going to make
compared to how much you pay.
We're going to share a few millions, I and my friend, after everything was settled. But then because of COVID, shipment not come, 1 month, 2 months. We had planned that everything 3 months. We had planned 3 months interest, worst case. Came 6 months, 8 months, came a year. So during that time, we now had to start another business to fund
the loan.
So then we're helping people procure USD. So people that needed dollars, we find for you in the US, we move it. Companies really that needed dollars. So make a margin sometimes 15 naira, sometimes 20 naira. So all that money was all we're gathering out to pay interest. Well, I believe there was an interest. Apparently there was no. The interest was not as much as, so my friend was running his own scam on me. So by the time the shipment now got here, I finally got the tires. Okay, problem was now selling because the people that had given us the initial invoice,
they couldn't.
They had moved on.
Oh.
They didn't need it anymore. So we're now literally hawking
tires from factory
to. I had a job. Going to factory meetings, talking to them. And then because they knew that we were desperate, everybody was pricing us low.
Nonsense,
so something I was supposed to sell for like, I think cost of procuring it then was about 16M. I was supposed to sell for like maybe 22, 23. We're now pricing it for like 13 at the loss after 1 year. So, I mean, eventually found someone to buy it and then we sold it. Then when the money came, and I remember the money came and then there was like only like 1.something million on top. And it was not, we had already lost money. Yeah. So then I called my guy, I'm like, okay, this money that we've gotten, the loan we took, at least let this person, we'll be paying interest for like 8 months.
Can we
this
pay
person even collect principal and let us be at least money no loss? Because I worked in the bank and once a loan goes bad, the bank is just looking for their principal. The guy's like, no,
We must pay everything.
Everything must go to that person. That was the first time I asked questions about the contract we had signed for that loan.
Mm.
I realized that the loan was actually a 4% interest loan.
How much were you
My guy
paying?
had added 2%. And it got so bad. What knocked me off was like it got so bad at some point to repay that interest that I had to, for the first time, borrow money from my mom. I had never taken money
To
from my mom after
just to
school,
pay
just
interest.
to pay the
So
interest.
you were in business with somebody who was telling you that, oh, we need to pay so amount, but that
Yes,
person had inflated how
yes,
much you guys needed
yes,
to pay,
yes. So I went ahead, got
and this was
somebody.
your friend.
Oh, it was my brother. Sef. It was like he was closer than a brother. So I got, and I didn't need to run the business by him. I didn't need to be with him. I did it because I wanted him to eat. I
Mm.
just, it's not a, I didn't have,
He didn't have like the expertise that you,
yes.
yeah,
So I'm like, the only thing he did was collect the money, warehouse the money in his GTI. That was his only work.
yeah,
I brought the contractor. I brought the people that would buy. I was the one that got the link for the tires.
mm.
So there was nothing he was
It was
doing.
a name partner.
Yeah. So when that was the first time. So I found someone that was in his bank. I got the bank statement. I realized this guy always had money in his account. The interest was not even all the times he was telling me he didn't have money to pay, he didn't have money. I need to go and find money.
So you don't be angry when he said you needed to go and find. Why didn't you tell him to that? Because you guys were partners.
Well, because I was the one that was known to the contractor. He didn't have it was just me and him. The contractor knew me, right? So whenever there were things to settle,
Mm.
and then he was the one that, well, he brought the money. He was the one that took the loan. So it
Okay.
was always a
In
case
his
of
name.
this person is now
I
okay.
see.
But it was so I think that was my first encounter with like something that really knocked me. Like I sat down, I could not eat for days.
What was the failure in that case?
It was a relationship. It wasn't even a business. It was
Yeah.
like, how could somebody I call my brother be with me for like over a year
Mm.
and I did not know that he was wrong. So it was a you
You
I
still
trusted
put
blindly.
so now at that point you were not even angry that someone lied to you. You were angry that you did not
Oh
know
yes.
that
Oh
somebody.
yes. Oh yes. Because again, that's the story the world will tell. So when we eventually told the story, there were people that took his side. Like, oh, it's just business.
Hmm?
And I'm like, but it did not like when we started the business, I didn't sign a contract. It was
Yeah.
never formal. It was I gave you that chance because you were my friend.
Yeah.
So you can't now spin around and say,
Yes.
oh, it
It's
was
just
just no, it was
business.
never just
We're
business.
not business.
Yes, yes, it was
Like
not business that
yeah.
initiated; it was friendship.
Yeah.
So and then the fact that you did not open up to me, if you were because I just noticed that his spending became frivolous even when we were suffering.
Yeah.
Because the day before the day I found out, right, I was still telling this guy I was trying to renew my rent. Like I didn't even know where the next money will come. This guy was in my house. I was saying, don't worry, God go to him. He never for once even mistakenly said, Deepo, just take 100K, hold. Never.
And he
So,
was making good
oh,
money.
he was earning more than me and he was getting bonuses. So he's
And he
money.
was getting from you still.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
So,
so I really want you to unpack that because, and I'm happy you said this is not a business one because I was going to
mm,
say all the failure you are telling me is like everything is business.
this,
It's only business that fool your head. Half of your head is Valentina, the
mm,
remaining half is business.
yep.
But anyway, so this is relationship. Unpack that. Why is it that the failure in that case was still on you to figure out that someone was being,
Yeah,
two-faced?
well, so again, because so I accepted at some point. I mean, initially I was very that was my first encounter with like what heartbreak
Yeah.
felt like. I when people say, oh, they feel physical pain in their chest, I usually laugh it off. Like I
Well,
had to sit
drink hot
down.
pap.
I had to sit down. I'm like, I had to call one of our mutual friends that was there. I'm like, okay, meet me at this guy's house because I might kill somebody today. I was that angry because I'm like, bro, you could have just taken a gun
Because
and
everything
just
was
shot
a
me in the back.
lie.
It was a lie.
Everything, and this.
And it transcended, it was before COVID, during COVID, and then
So
the
for
problem
that
came
length
after
of
COVID.
time,
Oh
you were
yes.
showing yourself to someone that was
Yes.
not.
Yes, that was not
Yeah.
honest. So at some point I came, I'm like, okay, maybe you were blind too.
Yeah.
There were a few things that happened to him that I pitied him for. So I think I led with that every time he did something. And I now started to look back and see
Maybe you
cases where he would
enabled.
yeah, no, I never enabled him, but like cases where he might have shown me who he was, but I didn't see it. I was blinded by it's my guy, it's my brother. I just want to be there for him. Right. So that was that one knocked me I didn't want to do anything again. I was just like, I'm done. Because
When you hear forklift tires now, do you have trauma?
oh, so the man still calls me.
I know the man's name. If I say the man's name,
Are you
No,
serious?
no, yes, because he was drawn out for so long.
Wow.
So the man himself, the contractor himself, I mean, he's a normal Nigerian dishonest businessman, but he was not my friend. So I didn't expect
Him to
honesty
do
from
anything,
him.
yeah.
So it was this guy. I'm like, you can't watch me
Go
go
through
this. I
that.
lost weight. I was not eating well.
And
I
you're
was not
not
sleeping
you're
well.
not even and
And
you
then
lost
the other
weight
business, because we had to start another business to
to
pay
make
for
up
this business.
for.
And the
So
other
it was
business,
still you.
oh yes. So there was a time, oh God, we moved the biggest amount. Like we had paid somebody for, it was 100K. And then the money did not move.
What do you mean the money?
We had paid Naira.
Did the money gain weight? What do you
The
mean?
dollar side did not move to the other side. I could not. I was getting calls at 3. I could not sleep. I was awake. The person that sent Naira was calling me.
Yeah.
We were calling the person that
It's supposed to
they're
send the
supposed to send
dollar.
dollar. So he was traumatizing,
Yeah.
trying to plug that hole, and he watched me
Only
do
to
it.
realize that it wasn't necessary.
It wasn't. It wasn't. The money wasn't. We really did not need that money. Till today, I have not met the person that gave that loan. So even that 4%, I'm not sure that there was any interest. I'm not sure that it was not his money that he gave me and fronted.
How did you guys? What did the end of that friendship look like? If there was an end.
So there was. So I mean, there was a big fight. I went to his house, but I broke a few things. Then I left under advice that they should not turn it. I screamed a lot. All the people in the
What did he say?
So he was at the beginning. He was apologetic, and then midway, I think something just took over him, and then he just got greedy, and he's like, "Okay, anything we want to do at that point." And then in the end, he was sober a bit because then people had come around and be like, "You know what we expect from you. You don't lose friendships for money." At that time, I was already gone.
What did you break? Sorry.
Broke a few furniture.
Wait.
I screamed.
Did you you carried wood? Wow, you must have been really.
Oh, I had never that kind of betrayal. I shed tears though. Like I cried like a baby.
That was really heartbreaking.
You know, anger that pushes you to this person do this to me. Like, and then you begin to remember all the sacrifices you made. You
remember conversations and you're like, so he was lying this time. Yes. He was lying that.
Yes. Yeah. So it was, and then funny enough, we met some months after. I think we're in the same voting center or something, and then we shook hands. And then he left, and then we met at another event, and then I think that event, I think we were both drunk. He just shook, and then he apologized again. So after that, I sent him a message. I wish him well. I apologize for all the wrong words I said. He apologized. So today I've forgiven him. But that was the one that almost knocked me out. Funny enough, it was barely a month after that.
Really?
Barely a month after. So there's also something about God where, because with this guy, every idea I got, I ran by him. Yeah. All the simple tech, I found a way for him to come as either a CFO or like a. So sometimes when there's usually a separation before some good things come for you. So because I know if we were friends, I would have involved him.
And who knows the extent of deceit that would have continued. You know, I'm tempted. There's a conflict. On the one hand, I want to force you to find a silver lining, but I don't know if you watch The Office, the sitcom, the US, The Office. If it's funny, everybody I meet watch The Office. It's fantastic. Jay, do you watch The Office? You would enjoy it.
What do you watch? You watch Friends?
It's anime. You watch
Big Bang Theory? No. Okay.
Yeah.
Young Sheldon.
Okay, at least. But like, there's a line there from Dwight that says, sometimes there's no lesson, you just fail. That thing really upsets me because, you want to believe. I'm sorry, especially also as a believer, where God said, it works everything together for our good, that there's a purpose. When something happens, you just be like, there must be. So Dwight just said, you just fail. There's no reason. You just fail. I'm like, So on that side, I know. But on the other side, I'm like, this brick wall that you've hit and everything, what did you take out from it? Like, how did you live? Like, I don't even know.
I think so. I think that there's always a silver lining if your heart is right.
Okay.
If you make a mistake and in making that mistake, your heart was in the right place, you
Okay.
will
Okay.
always find a silver lining. It's if you make a mistake and you were not, um, you're not true to yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might be hard to find. For in this relationship, I still learned that even when you love somebody, um, you
You
still
can't
have
close
to,
your
yeah,
eyes
yes, you have to use your
to
head
like
sometimes.
truth.
Yes, you have to
Yeah.
use your head, and then the importance of documentation.
Hmm.
I didn't.
Because that loan thing.
Oh yes, I didn't see the contract till after. So after that, when I went to his house, I'm like, this guy, go inside,
Bring the
get me
contract.
this note. That's when he knew that I had figured it out.
Yeah.
And I asked for that contract.
So basically, we need to ask for receipts.
Yes, yes,
Like,
please. And when doing business with your friends, just to protect yourself and to protect them too. So I believe if I started out asking for papers, he would have not been able to
you won't be
also
bold
steal. Yeah,
enough
you're not
to
able,
do
would
that.
have not been able to. I think I kind of also gave him an outlet because now they ask for paper. Ask your friends contract. If you start business with your friends, discuss the sharing formula.
Yeah.
How is it going to be? Is it 50-50? Is it
Yeah.
70-30?
Yeah.
And then document everything, man. Document. I had
Because
so when people were now saying stuff, a lot of people supported me. I had the support of many of my guys. But the few people that were saying stuff like, oh, it's just business, I had receipts. I'm like, look at this message. Does it
yeah,
look like a message between two
two
business
business
partners or two
people. Yeah.
brothers? These are the receipts I send to this guy every month for interest rate to pay.
Can you imagine?
This is for the dollar business. I was splitting the profit 50-50 with this guy. Because
So you were doing 100% of the work,
yes, I was
but
bringing the
you
dollar.
still give him the
I was
50.
bringing the company that was selling to, but I was sick. So I'm like, does this arrangement look like an
Yeah, you
arrangement
weren't the
between business
most
partners?
savvy business
Oh
person.
yes. So I just wanted us to eat. I was not worried about
Mm.
like, oh, if we make money. Ultimately, nah, it's for the good of both of us.
Yeah, but I think sometimes when we do that, it spurs accountability, because the reason you value your money is because you worked for it. If you give it to
Hmm.
somebody who didn't work for it,
Hmm.
who will be upset at the way they spend because they will not value
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
allow them
Yeah.
work for it so they can value it
Yeah.
if they
No.
ever want
Yeah.
to have it. Okay, wow. Agent Dips, do you feel that there is something about your relationship with failure that has shaped you that we should know of? And I want us to use that to wrap up phase A
Mm.
of the conversation. I'm asking you based on what I know, but the more I speak, the more I realize that I don't know what I don't know. So you tell us, what is the thing that you would say we should know about how you think about failure, or how you've experienced failure, or how you want to experience failure going forward?
I think that I have learned that failure is a necessary meal. It's like daily bread.
Aye.
Like it's a so my pastor used to explain that
It's a prerequisite.
the daily bread in the Bible is not like bread. It's like necessary when you translate it to it's like give us today's necessary meal.
Mm.
So at different stages in your life, God will plant or I mean, I think it's God. God will plant a necessary meal for that phase that you are in. Your necessary meal could be taking an L in a friendship so that you don't damage the
One that is
the one
coming
that is coming because that next one might be
is
more
very.
important.
So that's your
Yes.
practice run.
Yes. Yes. So it's like so for everything that I have learned from our taking lessons, like the nanotech was when I learned about logistics. It was not a lesson, it's a lesson that some people will go to business school to learn.
True.
But I failed by investing how many thousands, and I learned that if you have logistics figured out, you would probably never have make
No,
sales.
yeah.
And I was able to have all those lessons together and then put it
In
into
the
Food
next.
City. So when I started Food City, nobody told me about documentation, even though I started with another friend, another
Yeah,
close friend.
yeah.
So like CSU registration, how many shares? What do you own?
What?
If you give us, if we take a loan or you do an investment, this is your document. I learned how to document. I learned logistics from nanotech. I learned how to import stuff from glow
From glow
sticks.
sticks.
You get so I learned how to build websites. So I built the Food City website myself. I
Okay.
learned how to build websites when we're building the simple tech, the move app website, and we bear money to pay somebody to come and develop. A
Okay.
website used to cost say, I'm like, WordPress.
What's there?
I learned it. So all that now came together. I built this 50 website, I think about 2 or 3 hours. It was a night. We had tried to use Paystack or Flutterwave. I'd already told her good night. And then by morning, I started building it by like 10 p.m.
What is
By
this?
morning,
What is this?
by morning, the website was up, payment integration, everything done. So all that is what now helped me with the eventual business that succeeded. I think that God was really leading me to. And that is what has also led me. So it's like God will give you necessary bed. And if you don't fail,
You'll be deficient in one area.
Yes. I don't believe that you can learn everything in a book. I don't believe that all experiences can come to you in a book, no matter how many books you read. So it's necessary. It builds character.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's any dream that anybody can sell to me now that's too big. I think it has widened my scope
of what is possible.
Yeah, what is possible. So
I really like that. Thinking of failure as a necessary. I know what I'm even thinking is like it's a topping up. So age 0 to 5, there's a quota of failure you need to experience to be built enough to experience to go through age 5 to 10.
Yes.
And then if you don't take that L, you will get to the next stage. It will cost you way more. But when you said daily bread, I flinched because I don't think of failure as something that I experience so often because it sucks.
Well, so it depends on what you term as. So
I mean like the the one that hurts, the one where expectations are not met, the one where effort doesn't yield results. Yeah.
My advice for that is so I don't know how, but I always see a silver lining. As long as I know that, if your heart is pure, and so another thing that helps me is I set small targets. Except for the Camry time. But even for the Camry time, target was small now, 1.2 million. Camry
How much were you earning then?
I think my salary had already crossed to 6, like early 6
because. Early 6, okay, great.
So by normal standards, you know that the economy is just crazy. I should have been able to afford that car, right? But I was putting. God, I tried to export wood in this country. By the way, it's father that no,
what? Like wood from trees.
I tried to export
to who?
To China. Say, okay, I've collected it up. Let me
my Bible plan for today talked about how when Jeremiah wanted to go and build the walls of Jerusalem and he asked the king that, please, can you give me timber to go and build the wall? I remember when he was saying that, the picture in my head was, when they tie the timber together, put ropes and put it on water. Wow, Jeremiah of our time.
I tried.
Okay. And how did that go? It didn't go.
It was horrible. I had paid money. So the guys that were doing it were cashing out but for that one, my heart was not right.
Okay. You just wanted to cash out?
Yes. My heart was not right. And I knew that the people that I was investing in were not good people. I knew. But I'm like, let me just quickly do it.
What did you want to buy that time?
Funny enough, I didn't have anything in mind. I just wanted extra
disposable
income. Yeah, I ran away with my money. Just didn't. But I think at that time there was a regulation that stopped them from moving out wood from that. So
if you were to ballpark figure, how much have you lost in business attempts?
Let's not say it on this podcast. Let's just thank God. It's quite.
Yeah. But it was a worthy investment in terms of the daily bread of failures that you needed to eat.
And then it taught me. So that was when I learned that fast money was not for me. I knew that my road would be long and bumpy. Because anything, if you bring a quick money scheme to me now, once I put money,
it will spoil.
Last one you just did.
I guarantee you, the last one I did was.
You have spoiled it for everybody.
It was sponsored by this madam. She was not sponsored spiritually and emotionally. She pushed me. She wanted to do double the amount. I said, no, please. Now me got the beg. Now me bring the idea. Now me got the beg. I'm like, fast money is not. I've lost. Once you bring it, forget. I used to have a friend in school who used to make calculated bets. Like he would have laptops, he would do analysis.
And he will.
This guy will win money and be shouting on WhatsApp status. The day I say,
You want
sir,
to,
give me code.
your head did not
He
collect
would
it.
he would always burn. So I'm like, I've always known. I think that taught me, because that guy, your road is gonna be very long.
Very long, but also enjoyable.
Oh yes.
Also enjoyable. It's like this is same thing. If there's a shortcut, if I'm there, because of me, everything will spoil.
Yep.
But when I finished my dissertation, my supervisor and I had coffee, and she said, "I think you're going to have a good hard life." I was like, "So shake way for me." She said, "No, it's going to be a life worth living because sometimes the hardness of it like enriches the quality of the life. It's not, please God, I beg you. That's what we are praying for. But like, still, the way you carry what you have is deepened by the L's you've taken. Wow, this you've taken us to church, to school, to business, everything. Agent Dips,
thank you for
thanks so much for your. Thanks so much for choosing to fail so much that you now have these stories. That book you mentioned, the Nigerian business story, I think you absolutely, even if it's a small ebook, because young Nigerians are so interested in business. I can't explain it. The average Nigerian is an entrepreneur.
Because many of us, we don't even have an option. This age now, we have to be interested because there are no jobs. The jobs that are available are either
very
meant
mediocre,
for a few people, or like they pay you rubbish money. So
they are not fulfilling.
We have the world and the hardship is pushing us to be.
It's pushing us. So that I think that would make for a great resource. And what would be nice is if you incorporate just digital creation, because I am constantly shocked by how many Nigerians are making a living from content creation. It's crazy.
Oh yes, there's a lot of money.
So a lot of money. So wow, thank you so much for showing your wisdom
on your show,
the Failproof Podcast. I'm very.
So maybe now is a good time to do the introduction.
Okay,
Coco, do you want to meet our audience? All right, good.
I'm happy that today you're wearing Mama's Girl t-shirt, because on a normal day it's always Daddy's Girl. Coco, say hi.
Say hi.
What is your name? Her name is Coco. Wait, our director is our elder brother, and he's
shy
in the background. Jay, do you want to say hi?
No.
Okay, it's a no for him. All right, so
all right, Coco.
If you see her float in and out of the video. All right, thank you so much. Now, please go and join Auntie. Thank you so much. All right, so if you are listening to this, let's hope. I want to say let's hope that you would see this episode before the end of 2024. Should we? It's possible.
We'll do our best.
It's God willing.
The way that you're 13 Lagos.
No, my last Dirty December outing is on 28th. Of this month. Okay. After
so
then,
you can see
I think between 29th, 30th, all things being equal, I should be able to. Our ops is not involved. Gucci, you are not here, so you cannot overlook. So hopefully, but like we just wanted to do a very short, sweet 2024 wrapped. For Failproof Podcast. Okay. So it's just, I feel like this one, let's just vent. But
do you want to go productive?
No. If I go, I may not come back. Hey. We have seen things this 2024, and I think I really thoroughly enjoyed the fact that we were able to produce this this year, and it was very spontaneous, but it was so rewarding. And thank you so much to everyone that has come on. But for the next couple of minutes, what are the highlights, failure themed highlights? Should we call it that?
Well,
or if you have any other, I mean, just
2024
from the perspective of failure. Like failure 2024. What has that been like?
First, as a citizen of this country,
of the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
I've never felt the direct impact of failure on a country this much. And I think everybody, if you're a Nigerian, you can relate to the fact that this year has I tweeted something some weeks ago. I said this devil is just like there's nobody devil did not test this year. It's just there is nobody. If you're watching me, devil tested you. He must have tested you and tested you
Especially if you live
through
in Nigeria.
so this it was economically it was hard.
How much did you say you bought token again?
God. So I just subscribed. I don't even know if this is a glitch or so you know band A. Band
Lagos
A
band
people,
A.
people are here. So let's talk. It used to be 206 naira. I didn't even know what tariffs were 3 years ago. Now I know the rate. So band A used to be 206 and I just recharged and I realized that 40k is giving me 113, which comes to about 360 or 350 something
Per
per
KWH.
unit. Why? And that's just one of the things this year. The cost of transportation. I mean, there are people going around Lagos
I
in
need to
December.
talk about
God,
that.
you have been around.
Lagos Uber drivers. I don't know if you want to make it. And I know I have friends that are Uber drivers. You will need to rethink. And it's always interesting that is when you tell them to protest, they're like, there's no way we can contact Uber. When they have problems, they know how to contact Uber.
Yes,
because why is fuel cheaper in this city compared to Abuja? But from airport, a 25-minute ride, I'm seeing 18,000 naira.
Yep.
You know what? I was in Maryland today after dirty December and yesterday night. All of us were many. We now reached there. People couldn't sleep because if they sleep, the energy to use and wake up. You know, the same way I was doing that video, we're there like so they was like, let's play lemon call. And I said, okay, let me check. So I tried to book both, but I didn't realize that my destination and my origin was the same address. Do you know the price there was 12,800 to take me from where I was to where I was? You don't understand?
Same, like just for the just for the man to come and start the car.
Off it. 10,800. They said no, it's a glitch. Go to boat. God. I went to boat. It was 4,800. Does that make sense? Same place. Like 20 to go to Ikorodu. Do you know what it is to go to Ikorodu? So make him is, and I know we want to blame fuel, but I think greed is also a part of it.
So there's that side where we as a people. I mean, I tried to. I was in Port Harcourt a few weeks ago. Went to go and buy police.
How much is money now?
You know, the way I changed it for that woman. The way I changed it
How
for that
much did she call it?
She said 115. One bolly.
I don't understand. How much is the bunch of plantain? How much is the charcoal?
Like, come on. I know that yes, there's a government, there's a monumental government failure. The economy is dying. But you cannot look me in the eye
and tell me that one boy is 15.
This is not Zimbabwe now. It's not that bad yet. 15 of what? 15 what? Naira. One
and it's not like it's package. It's not. It's on the road.
It's on the road. So there is that side where we as a people, we are also taking advantage. Let's not lie to ourselves.
And it doesn't make sense because we don't realize that if the Uber guy is charging me ×3, what he should be charging me. I also provide services to other people. I will charge them ×3. So we are all charging each other what we don't need to charge each other.
So cost-wise, this year has been. I know that a lot of people have a headache even doing maths. I can't count the number of times I've been at supermarkets and supermarkets now. You can't really differentiate between a supermarket and a library.
The most popular sound in supermarket now? Ha. You just
hear ha. Yes, no, because as you are finding, it's a library now. You will find out. You will read receipts. When you see the price. You know that machine that when they are adding your items, that will be adding. Normally, I don't look at it. Now,
sorry, you see people 7-2. Is it not 2 I took? Why is it? What happened? Remove it. Do you know the funny thing? My friend is she's currently visiting me and she has a toddler. So the boy was purging. They now said, the milk is drinking. They should change it. That maybe the milk is purging. We now entered supermarkets. So she wanted to buy, let's say the milk he was taking was 30 something for the canister. Mm-hmm. She now wanted to change to, I don't know, one brand. We now saw it. It was like, I don't know, 70 something K. She was not like, wait, should I allow my son continue purging by just giving him that, or should I buy? I said, bro, buy that one, we'll buy him flagyl. He will drink flagyl. What is this? It doesn't make sense for a child.
Nah, I don't know how
70
people.
something thousand.
I don't know how people. I said it too many times. I'm like, I don't know how people are surviving. I don't know how a loaf of bread has gone from 500, 600 to 1,009.
If bread is 1,300 now, you'll be like, how cheap? Oh,
Yes, no.
it's cheap.
Like bread in my estate now is 1,900.
But you know, even though all of this is happening, do you know what I cannot understand? Do you know how many weddings happened in Lagos?
Oh no, no, man. No, no. So again,
do you know outside is full?
Everybody has scaled down. If you look at it, everybody has scaled down the quality of what they would have had before.
But the quantity remains.
Oh yes. So people will always come. So even planners will tell you now, right? The cost of weddings, a wedding that you would have had 2 years ago will cost you 2 or 3 times now.
I
for less
spoke
quality.
to a recent groom yesterday, and he told me that fog lights, that's next to use for first dance, and fireworks was 1 million naira. And that was as at August. I don't understand.
You don't want firework. You want firework, but you don't want firework.
I don't want. Wait, what? Like I could not get what?
Oh yes. So
fog lights. Sorry, how much is shisha?
You know, deco on the average is more expensive than
the hall.
Deco that they will bring and take back. They will not carry. You not carry it and decorate your house. So you imagine. So a lot of people found out a lot of things this year, and it's a failure that trickled down from there. It touched everybody. Our entrepreneur Oga, if Dangote can collect podcast mic, who are you as a business? I don't know any
even
business.
Even Otedola ranted.
No go join here. Everybody. So this year and usually the reason I'm not even very optimistic is because the first year for new governments usually the best. That's when things improve. So I don't know what next.
Are you serious?
No, yes.
So this is the best.
We don't know, but it looks like. So I'm not really optimistic for next year, but this year has been very tough, and I'm sure it has been tough on relationships. I'm sure it has. If you were maybe doing long distance, 3 years
people
ago,
cannot last. Do you know how much is flight tickets?
Yes.
Do you know that?
If you're doing long distance, see, money is important. Let me not even lie to anybody now. When women come and say,
it's not about the money.
A man that can take care of me. As I know that one, as a man, don't think anytime you talk about money, don't always carry it as if it's only your destiny. Women nowadays have learned how to make money. Some of them are even making money more than us men. So when anybody mentions money, don't feel like it's your birthright. When a woman is complaining about money, your name is not money, your gender is not money. You can also complain. You are allowed to also vent.
You better vent.
Vent.
Because she'll still bill you.
Because 3 years ago, if you were doing long distance Lagos Abuja, a
35K
return flight would have cost you maybe 70K. Return flight.
3 years ago, I think it was cheaper.
It was cheaper.
It was cheap. 50K.
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 You go and come back. Ghana was 200K. Maybe Dubai was 400K. Now, to go to Sokoto and come back, to go to Abuja and come back, to go to Port Harcourt, you can't spend less than 300. You can't spend less than 3. If you even see 300,
300 is cheap.
It's very cheap now.
It's cheap because that means one way is 150. That's cheap.
So how do you sustain a relationship? Tell me. How do you
date people in your city? Important. You date people in your city unless you live in Lagos. Because dating people in Lagos will show you shaking.
We have now entered our director is even trying to come and roll down at this point. This is our segment now. So Lagos. This year,
I don't even know where to begin.
Lagos men, you guys have been monumental.
Oh,
you guys have
monumental failures. Well,
we need to do better.
You need to.
I beg.
I think it starts from number 1. What do you want?
Why do you lie?
Why do you lie? Number 2, when you know what you want, why don't you go to the people that have what you want?
Exactly.
Why do you want to impose what you want? You lie about it to go to somebody that not wants what you want. Then when you have now failed, you now want to make them look as the failure instead.
Lagos men, please. 2025. I beg, just try.
Please, we need to do better.
There are people that are willing to. There are people of the opposite gender. They are willing to play games. If you're a woman that wants to play games, there are men that are willing to play with you. come out, they will collect pad. You collect your own pad.
You
You play
play.
yourself.
You don't need
Don't
referee.
go and be looking for people that are looking for honest people or looking for honest lives. Don't go and be looking to. It's a sickness now. It's a sickness. The government is already failing us. We're already complaining about Tinubu. Let's
cannot
not do
be failing
ourselves. We cannot
ourselves.
be Lagos men.
We
Come on.
are.
PR this year, 0. We didn't even have
No.
PR before. Now,
0.
0 trust.
I
beg.
2025, to Bayans, they'll be complete people are turning lesbian. But anyway, may God help all of us.
I mean, I understand though. I understand.
Because truly, when you think about, do you know some of my female friends and I have said, I have a friend now that is saying if she doesn't get married, I'll get married. My tall, godly, generous millionaire will soon find me in the mighty name of Jesus. She's like, yo, let's rent a duplex and get pets and just live together.
Because at least you'll be happy. At least pets will not lie to you. Pets will not cheat on you.
Pets will not say I want bone when they want fish.
Pets will not propose to somebody and lie.
Yeah.
And hide it. A dog will not do that. So why are you as a Lagos man? At least they even call us dogs. Dogs are even known to be loyal. And if you want to live up to that name, you can at least be loyal.
Pets will not claim that you gave them 17 million naira.
When you did not give them in foreign currency.
$10,000.
Come on now. Come on.
2025. Expectations summary.
Oh, so
briefly.
we are going to shoot a lot more episodes, I believe.
Really?
Oh yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that want to talk about their experience, and I'm happy. I'll go when we started this thing was one person.
Yeah, and if we get one person.
And I believe there are people that have literally sent us messages to say, oh, this has really helped them.
Yeah.
So we already feel fulfilled, but you can help us even more. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. Please get us to 1,000. If we can get 1,000 subscribers next year, that would be
that would actually be great.
A good year.
Because, and I just want to say, I don't know, Lagos atmosphere
is December.
Yo, something must give. If Lagos may want to kill you, what do? Enter the streets. But I'm not on the streets. I'm a Jesus baby.
Yeah, so for life. No,
but like, I just want to shout out our social media audience.
Yeah.
These were the real MVP.
Thank you guys for every comment.
Thank you.
Every follow, every share. Thank you. Let me thank you people for her. She's really grateful. It's that deep. That's why she's coughing. Sorry.
Thank you. We've really had fun. And to our guests, thank you so much for making time for us.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not even bothered if YouTube is not.
Because we have,
our social media people.
Yeah.
And Spotify.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to get better. Please give me water. You see me die. You're not even offering me water.
He tell you that it's not part of his work as a director.
You will show.
Say sorry. Say hi too.
Hi.
This is our director.
Yes.
For the day.
And I will publish it.
First day on the job.
Thank you. All right. So yeah, I'm happy you feel that. I've not even thought of 2025. My brain is not free.
No. So I'm not. I'm just like.
Yeah.
I'm just for the podcast. Way more episodes.
A lot more people talking about failure.
Yeah.
And just being comfortable with it.
Enjoying the process.
Yeah.
Because we've established already that the process is longer than the destination. Yeah, the destination. So
yeah.
Thank you guys for riding with us.
This has been so cool. Yeah. And I want to say thank you to us as well. Yeah. Do you realize how comfortable we've gotten with this?
Yeah.
Like
we used to the first episode we brought laughter.
What are you going to ask me? What are you going to say? Okay, these are the bullet points.
Yeah.
This is what we've eased into it, and we hope you're having fun as much as we're having fun. So I forgot to. No, I already thanked you as a guest.
Yes.
So now we're wrapping up together.
Thanking us, and thank you too.
Yeah.
Abibola has really carried us through like really tough periods. So thank you for being an amazing co-host.
All the way from Abuja.
Yep. In case
I'm
you guys want to
representing
link
my
up.
city. Please, if you're going to stress me, don't look for me.
No, I'm not looking for you.
Please.
If you're going to act like some idiots.
Just day your day is a day something. Jay, thank you.
Thank you, being Director of the Day. Thank you.
Director.
Coco, thank you.
Thank you. Manager V, thank you for
hosting us.
Ad-libs. No, they were very crucial. And thank you for hosting us and feeding us and sheltering us. And we hope you guys have a great 2025 ahead. Yeah. Well, the remainder of 2024 first. Enjoy. Go outside, but be careful.
Yeah.
We report that.
Very poor.
But yeah. So we'll see you guys, right?
Till next time.
In 2025. Bye.
Bye.